What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the Chinnist. Today is September 29th, 3 days after New Comic Book Day. These are from September 26th. Sorry, I had a few activities this week. Sorry about the late post. This is my haul of 52 total with 35 different titles. This also includes my 10 comics that I got in from Midtown this week, which I normally get in from Friday to Saturday. So because of my late posting, I was able to get these into this video. So starting off on the DC side, The Flash. I was able to pick up both cover A and cover B as well. Cover B, I actually passed on Midtown when I first saw it, but seeing it up close on the rack, I really enjoyed it. The artist escapes my memory right now, but yeah, I really enjoyed that cover B cover. So yeah, The Flash. There was a lot of speculation if there was going to be another force added to this one issue, added to the Speed Force, the Sage Force, and the Strong Force. No, to let the speculators know, there was not a new force involved here that I recalled, but very action-packed nonetheless. Pretty good one-off storyline, in my opinion. Not too much building here, but reminiscent of some of their Silver Age Flash storylines, in my opinion. So yeah, Flash number 55. Picked up quite a few cover grabs this week. So one of them was the Joshua Middleton cover B of Batgirl number 27. Picked up 2 Heroes in Crisis. Did not mean to do that. I forgot I subbed at the second LCS, while I picked up one at the first LCS I went to. So I did not mean to sub on this, in my opinion, no reason to sub on this. There were a few deaths that occurred here, and, just to talk about that a little bit, some of the minor characters that you saw, like in JSA back in the day, loved the artwork, man. I felt the artwork was just beautiful in this overall storyline. So this is a 9-issue miniseries. This is probably one of those that are going to be read excellently in trade, but I'm going to be picking this one up monthly. I did enjoy this one, man. A lot of good backstory here. There's a sanctuary that was created for, some of the superheroes that have, some mental issues, PSD, type issues. They go to this place called Sanctuary where they can kind of rest their mind. There's a robot type of synthroid, type of android, I guess, so to speak, who gives them mental evaluations to try to repair them mentally for what they faced as a hero throughout all their battles. So yeah, a couple of deaths occur here, as you see in this one panel. Not too much of a spoiler there. I'll let you read through the rest. But yeah, I've enjoyed this one so far. Good setup so far by Tom King. Heroes in Crisis. Justice League Dark. This is number 3. This is the first full appearance of the Upside Down Man. So I did pick up 2 more just to throw in the spec box when I'm finished here. But yeah, I'm out of bags and boards. I normally have these bagged and boarded by this point in time. So yeah, going to pick some up this Wednesday. So yeah, so I normally stay away from Magic. As I've said in previous videos, I'm not too much of a Magic fan. Man, this one issue I am all into. I don't know why, but great character development. I always felt that Wonder Woman was just kind of thrown in here. But after reading through issue number 3, totally makes sense. There was speculation that Wonder Woman picked up a new power. So I am going to show a little bit of that, but very cool, not too groundbreaking, but if you're into first appearances, this was a first appearance of a new Wonder Woman power, as well as a first full appearance of, cover appearance of Upside Down Man. So I would pick up this issue if you're into first appearance and first power, first costumes, things of that nature. Here you go. I'll just stop it here. I won't show what happens, but Wonder Woman does kind of go through a transformation. So yeah, pick it up, guys, if you're in speculation. Justice League Oddesy. This was yet another new Justice League that came out of the No Justice title, as well as the Dark Metal, when it kind of wrapped up. This one I was looking forward to the least amount, and maybe I set low expectations, but this one was just okay. The team here that they kind of assembled, I'm into Jessica Cruz. Is kind of my lead character here in this team that they kind of put together. I just really like her attitude, like her in your face type of attitude that she has. But other than that, you know, this was kind of forgettable. Very beautiful artwork, but storyline a little bit forgettable for me. I am not going to be picking this up as ongoing. I'm actually going to be dropping this one at number 2. So yeah, if you're an Azrael fan, I have not seen Azrael in forever. I mean, I can't even remember the last storyline that I read to where he was in it. But if you're an Azrael fan, you know, definitely pick this one. He's kind of a pivotal member in this group. So yeah, Justice League Odyssey. The Terrifics. So I feel the Terrifics, you know, a lot of people have made a lot of comparison to Fantastic Four. I would say I'm going to make more of a comparison to the current Marvel Exiles title that's going on right now. A lot of multiverse type of exploration here, and you know, just a little bit too quirky for me. So I love the multiverse. However, you know, I love the multiverse when discussed in, you know, big crossover events, you know, more of a serious tone to it. You know, a lot of the Exiles and Terrifics is, you know, a little bit more of the zany when they cross over into the other multiverses. A lot of the zany type of storylines, which, you know, if you're into that, man, great, and it really fits this. So if you're into the Exiles, which I've dropped, I would say check out the Terrifics at this point in time. But both titles, unfortunately, I am, you know, not for me personally. I'm going to be dropping this one. Doomsday Clock. So this one, I actually picked up 2 cover Bs. Picked up this cover B through Midtown because I love this one. I wasn't too sure if LCS would have a cover B. When I saw the cover A, I was not too impressed at all. So at the first LCS, I actually, knowing I picked up a cover B, I actually picked up another cover B. But man, loved it. So you have the Rorschach, or the new, you know, re-envisioned Rorschach of this title, you know, just punching, just pummeling Joker's face, which actually happens here in the storyline. So yeah, love it. So there's a lot of reveal here in regard to Manhattan, Dr. Manhattan. So if you've been kind of like waiting to see Dr. Manhattan versus Rebirth, the entire Rebirth universe, this issue, I feel, gave away a couple key things. Very first page, you know, without giving away too much, he's clearly altering his own timeline. He talks about Alan Scott, the very first Green Lantern before Hal Jordan. So he talks about how he kind of tinkered with Alan Scott's life and him become the Green Lantern in his own timeline. As you see going forward, he says, you know, he kind of left it alone, and he left to go do something else in the future. Further on, and man, I love this. I really feel they gave great homage to the original Watchmen series, kind of building on the universe. I know everyone out there does not agree with that. And I really feel, from the artwork to the storyline to the storytelling, I really feel they gave good respect to the first Watchmen, you know. And I think I'm in the minority, I'm sorry, in the majority, but I know there's a few out there who don't feel that way. So yeah, everyone has their own opinion about that. But further on, so, you know, Dr. Manhattan does make his appearance. And he does mention, I'll give this away, I'm in the middle of something, and he's talking about like another universe. This has to be coinciding with his creation of the current Rebirth universe that DC is in my opinion. So yeah, I felt this was a lot of good reveal for Dr. Manhattan, you know, so far, that we've been waiting for years, in my opinion. Couple cover grabs. So Dr. Aphra, I am not reading Dr. Aphra, but picked these 2 up on Midtown. Man, I knew that these would be hot. I saw these were going for about $15 to $20 on eBay right now. Man, I wish I would have clicked about 5 of these instead of just clicking on 2. But yeah, the Boba Fett, this was the Galactic Icons variant of Boba Fett. Man, spectacular. One the PC, one the spec box. I wish I would have bought 5. These are sold out at this point in time. Another sellout. So, and I'm sorry, we did move on to Marvel. So I picked up Edge of Spider-Geddon. This is number 4. I picked up both cover A as well as a cover B, and love that cover B. So this was a first appearance of Osborn as the six-legged Spider-Man. There was just an okay, you know, storyline in this. I won't give away too much, but it's kind of like an Osborn versus Osborn type of a storyline. Somewhat a forgettable storyline, in my opinion. So I'll get to Spider-Geddon. Spider-Geddon number 0 started off. I felt a lot of these one-shots were just okay. You know, a little bit mediocre, a little bit on the subpar side of things. Spider-Geddon, however, I really enjoyed that one. I'll be getting to that one here in a little bit. But yeah, these are pretty hot just due to the first appearance of Osborn. into the Spider-Geddon. So this is number 0, and I did pick up just a couple more to throw in the spec box. These were cover A. Unfortunately, I was not able to pick up any of the variants that came out. But this was a full introduction of the PS4 Spider-Man, the current video game that's out right now, being folded into our current continuity. So first off, the artwork, man, this artwork really felt, this was like maybe like a 4.25 out of 5, man, beautiful artwork. This one page, you know, really demonstrates that the entire storyline here. So yeah, pretty cool introduction. You know, I do not have a PS4, I'm an Xbox type of guy, but I watched the entire video game walkthrough on YouTube. Love that storyline. You know, they kind of merged the current comic book storyline with like another, you know, alternate reality in the video game, but man, great storytelling in that video game. So if you are not, if you don't have a PS4, not planning on getting one, definitely check out the entire video game storyline is on YouTube, guys. So yeah, check that out. Not a lot of people know about that for some reason. But yeah, definitely check out the storyline. This one issue, great stuff. So I'm into Spider-Geddon. I was not going to purchase it originally. After reading through this number 0, I am going to subscribe to the storyline. I do enjoy it. So yeah, Spider-Geddon number 0. X-Men Blue. So this is the absolute final issue, number 36 by Cullen Bunn. Reading through, you know, this one got a little bit stale in the middle, in my opinion, but kind of picked up. I really started with the original team. You know, I love that original team. They kind of changed them here, and you know, this was when I just got back into all the X titles here in the past year or so. You know, picked them up all red, blue, gold, you know, everything that was astonishing, everything that was out there. Loved them all. Loved this original team, the storylines they kind of threw in here, in my opinion. Loved it. So this one kind of tied it up, and I'm not sure why. They should have tied this one up at number 36 before they started Extermination. I'm not sure what the timing was there, why Marvel chose to do it this way. But yeah, nonetheless, this kind of tied up some of the storylines that were out there and just completely finished it off for Extermination to begin. So yeah, pretty cool. You know, Cullen Bunn, I love that writer. Come to find out, reading at the very end, this is only supposed to be a 17-issue series. It was, it went off so well with popular demand, they went all the way to 36. So he kind of checked this off as a personal accomplishment on his side. But yeah, X-Men Blue, the final issue. Another X title, X-Men Red. Man, love that. I think it's Jenny Frison, I think was the artist here for Laura Kenny, Wolverine. Man, love that one. So yeah, X-Men Red. This may be my current favorite X title right now, X-Men Red. I love this team. You know, a lot of it has to do with the all-new Wolverine, Laura Kenny, and Honey Badger. Man, I am a recent fan of Honey Badger. Man, love her. I love her dialogue, man. It's just, you know, the humor's there. She's serious when she needs to be, you know, emotional when the storyline requires it. She's just very versatile, you know. So I'm a huge Honey Badger fan, and just this team in general, man, really enjoy this one. I think, you know, as I said, X-Men Red right now is my most favorite X title out there. So yeah, love the artwork. Very, very high action packed all the way through. So yeah, love it. If you're into all the X titles right now and you're not picking up X-Men Red, highly suggest for you to do so. Okay, so Iron Hammer. This is one I was just going to pick up only if I found the variant. I didn't notice my first LCS because I'm picking up Infinity Wars that they slipped this one in. So I'm going to call them to tell them to cancel this one. So again, you know, I was not looking to get any of the crossovers. Really just that Doctor Strange Captain America, because I love that cover A, you know, the black cover. I thought it looked pretty cool, so I picked it up. I enjoyed that storyline. This storyline a little bit more forgettable. So this one kind of merges like Tony Stark with Thor, and you know, it's okay if you enjoy those two. You know, a la carte, you know, standalone. You know, the merging together. This was a decent storyline, a little bit rushed, but I think this was going to be a 3 or 4 issue title here. So if you're into that, pick it up. You know, for me, I'm not going to be picking up going forward. The only one I'm picking up going forward, I think, is going to be the Sleepwalker, and just because, you know, just very nostalgic for me, just because I picked up all the Sleepwalkers when they originally came out. I can't find the. Yeah, so here's Sleepwalker number 1. So I'm going to pass up these other 2 that are coming out. So yeah, Infinity Wars, the one-shots. All right, Extermination. So, you know, I did say X-Men Red was my most favorite X title. This little mini-series title that's going on right now, Extermination, man, love it. This is like a big crossover event feel to it, man. The storyline, the artwork to go along with this one, Absolutely love it, man. If you are an X-Men, fan and you're not picking this one up, just because some of the characters came from X-Men Blue, you may not be reading X-Men Blue. Highly suggest for you to go pick it up. You really don't need to know what happened in the X-Men Blue title, other than, the original Time Displaced team are here, and they formed another team, and bam, here you go into this new storyline. Absolutely love it, man. Action-packed, fast-paced all the way through. People have died, so far. You have the older Cable who has died. There's a teenage version of Cable who has been introduced here in this one issue, or this one title. Bloodstorm has died. So yeah, man, very cool. They're really cleaning up all the other X-Men Blue storyline, creating something new with it. So yeah, Extermination, man, love it. Old Man Hawkeye. This is one, I love Old Man Logan. I felt they were just kind of money grabbing with the Old Man, world they kind of built up, with Old Man Logan being such a success. I was going to pick up a #1, just have a #1. Fell in love with this storyline, man. Absolutely fell in love with it. So picking up all of them, this one here on Mark Trecchetto as an artist, man, love it. I like a lot of his covers, man. For him to do the interior art, man, love that stuff. So this was a big epic battle between the Old Man Hawkeye and Old Man Bullseye, man. All the way through, you have the other Hawkeye being introduced at the very end, or joining the battle at the end. But man, loved it all the way through. I usually enjoy people with powers, a lot of superheroes with powers. So I stay away from a lot of the art, bow and arrow type of guys. Great dialogue, great action, man. Loved it. So yeah, if you're into the Old Man Logan side, I would say to try out Hawkeye if you have not. So yeah, Old Man Hawkeye #9. Domino. So I am a very, very recent fan of Domino. I was not in Domino in the past. I was more of a long shot, character lover, along with, just looking at the luck factor category of mutants. But yeah, recent fan of Domino. I love her banter. I love her, quick wit. She's always like kind of in your face, that one of those type of attitudes. The very beginning of Domino, I was not aware of these other members. There was like, I think 3 or 4 different short stories in this annual, and this one kind of goes back to the very beginning when they all met. So if you enjoyed that series by Gail Simone that just came out, I would highly suggest for you to pick up this annual. A lot of annuals normally don't have any bearing on the overall storyline. Only if you're a true character of that title, what I say, pick up the annual. This one lent itself to a lot of story that for the storyline that just concluded. So yeah, check it out. Domino, annual #1. Able to pick up a incentive variant. This was like a low variant run. I think this is only going for about like $7 online. But yeah, Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man, #310. Okay, a couple other cover grabs. So I am not picking up this one as a regular basis. I have picked up, I think, 4 of the 5 that came out so far. But yeah, I saw this one was going for about $15 or $20 online. I picked up 1 through Midtown, 1 at the first LCS, and 1 at the second LCS to pick up 3 total. These are all going in my spec box, but yeah, on eBay, these were going for about $15 to $20 online, man. So yeah, cover B of Venom First Host. Moving on to Image, Cold Spots. Cullen Bunn, I love that writer. He's a great horror story writer. Cold Spots, his first and second issue, very, very slow. For some people who aren't into the slow pace, the big storyline, the slow burn type of storylines, man, this is not going to be for you. I feel, this may be better read in trade, possibly. Not a lot of explanation. This is like a world merging with Ghost, or like, Ghost, or, not going to hell, or maybe like that type of storyline. They haven't given away too much, but you can clearly see Ghost are along our realm. Some people see it, some people don't. Some people see it all the time, some people see it sometimes. So some of the storylines coming out, trying to figure out what's going on here. But yeah, again, a slow burn. So if you're not into slow burns, this is not going to be your title. Redneck. So Donny Cates, obviously on fire. Like everyone knows Donny Cates' name at this point in time. Redneck kind of came out right when he was starting to get hot. Vampires in Texas. So it's like a modern day vampire feel to it. Love it. But they go back with the current day characters. They kind of go back to their past. Some of these have been around for, hundreds of years. So kind of cool to see like a lot of character development, and they could kind of do anything with these characters, because they've been been alive or maybe undead for so long. But yeah, man, love the storyline. Always a lot of good backstory to these characters. Always building up these characters that we've been introduced to. So yeah, Redneck. Shanghai Red. So I absolutely love stories of revenge. This is an excellent story of revenge. You know, a little bit of a historical piece here. If you're into some of the old US history, you know, this one here, you know, she clearly gets her revenge on some of these people who originally shanghaied her to put her into slavery on, you know, a pirate type of ship, or like I'm sorry, it was a pirate ship. So yeah, she's killed off most of the people who originally abducted her, but now she's turning the entire underworld against, you know, the overall mob boss. So it's going to become like an all-out city war. So man, love this thing. This has been like a crescendo building storyline here of revenge. Absolutely love it. Shanghai Red number 4. Man-Eaters. So this is one, you know, I read the synopsis and I was going to stay away from it. It was the owner of the first LCS said this was one of his most favorite reads, like in the top 3. Very, very surprised. So I went ahead and picked it up. This was cover B, which looked almost identical to cover A. I think just like less glitter maybe, but yeah, cover B. So this one, a little bit, you know, a lot of humor involved, written for the younger female adults, you know, for sure. But a lot of humor into this one, man. I laughed, you know, throughout a lot of this. This one frame here to where, you know, she's interacting with her father. Can I get YouTube Red? No. Can I get the Netflix password? No. Can I get new Minecraft skin? No. Can I have ice cream? Okay, just 2 scoops. Man, I don't know, just some of the dialogue, or some of the dialogue like that's throughout here. Found it really, really funny. Don't think I will be picking up a number 2 on, to tell you the truth. But for those of y'all, you know, this is really written for a lot, you know, for the females. Guys would enjoy it as well, obviously. But, you know, definitely written for a certain demographic. So along here, when the females start, you know, getting into puberty, when they first start getting their period, there's some sort of like virus that was put out there to where they actually become like a werewolf, you know, in a sense. When they kind of go through, when they have their first period, some of them are more susceptible to others. So they kind of explain the science of it, you know, in here. So again, a lot of humor, different storyline. If you're into that, definitely check it out. But yeah, the humor in this one was great. Man-Eaters number 1. Realm. This is issue number 9. So speaking about slow burn, you know, so I felt this one was pretty action-packed. However, not enough story like issue to issue to where I, you know, again, it's fast-paced, but due to the minimal amount of storyline that gets into the individual monthly issues, this is yet another one that I feel would read great in trade. I'm going to continue with the floppies for sure, but I have heard a couple people say, you know, hey, the storyline's kind of slow. You know, I disagree, but I would say check it out and trade if so. So yeah, you ended up with our heroes in the last issue in a room with only one exit out, one little tiny hole, trying to figure out what to do. So this one kind of, you know, takes us through that. You also have the arch enemy. You find a little bit more of his past. Apparently he was, you know, pretty popular back in the day. I think sports related, I think it's what I kind of got out of it. But yeah, pretty cool storylines are going on concurrently. And one of the main characters, like this kid who, you know, kind of like a reject, he's kind of learning magic. Something happens here at the very end of this one. So I'm really interested in seeing that next issue, because I know he's going to be like the, you know, like the most powerful magic user, you know, going forward. So yeah, Realm number 9. Moving on to Aftershock, Beyonders. This may be my second most favorite read for this week, man. I love this issue. I love the overall storyline here, you know, in general. So you have a lot of conspiracy theories, a lot of, you know, true historical landmarks, historical events that we know of, but we don't really know explanation as to why they happen. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories that are out there. This one kind of connects all the conspiracy theories together, you know, let you know that it was done by, you know, the Illuminati, which Illuminati was just like another public term. Actually, they were called the cult. And this cult, I'm sorry, they're called the Order. The Order has been kind of manipulating mankind going all the way back to like the original library at Alexandria. Like, I think that's like 400 BC or something of that nature. But yeah, absolutely love this title, man. Great action-packed, great dialogue to go along with it. You know, pretty high intellect type of dialogue to go along with it. Great storyline. So yeah, The Beyonders, number 2. Definitely check out that number 1 if you have not yet already. Got one from, two from Dark Horse. Beast of Burden, this is number 2. This one is very similar to, let's say, like a Scooby-Doo type of cartoon, but you have the main characters who are all dogs. They could talk, and they're actually magic users. So a lot of supernatural type of mysteries that kind of happen like around the neighborhood, or around the forest of the neighborhood that they live in. And they kind of go solve the mystery. There's a lot of emotion here because some of these characters kind of die along the way. So you kind of get like, really, drawn into these characters as they build them up and as you see them kind of die. So yeah, if you're a dog lover looking for another type of weird storyline, check this one out if you're into supernatural as well. So yeah, Beast of Burden number 2. Stranger Things. This is a mini-series, number 1 of 4. I did pick up 2 of the cover, I think this is like cover D, the photo variants that came out. One for the PC, one for the spec box. This one did not sell out though. Stranger Things, this one title, I would say pick it up only if you are familiar with season 1. If you have not read season 1, this is not a good introduction. This really picks up in the middle of season 1, but it left off where the viewers were last aware of what happened with this character when he went into the underworld. So season 1, this entire season is searching for the younger brother who went into the underworld, and this is what happened to him during his time there. So you kind of get thrown back and forth between episode 1, season 1, and when he initially goes into the underworld. So yeah, again, if you have only seen Stranger Things, should you pick this up in my opinion. If you're a great, if you're a true lover of the series, pick this one up. One from Boom Studios, Bone Parish. Love it. Yet another Cullen Bunn title that I'm currently picking up. Awesome horror writer. He knows how to stretch out the story. He knows when to shock you when required. He's a slow burn at times. This is not a slow burn type of storyline. A lot of action, a lot of quick pace, a lot of quick character development to go along with it. So this one doctor who kind of, it's her and her lover who kind of found out about this ash, kind of merging like supernatural powers with the bones of the dead to try to, really bring back that last, the essence of that character. And you really live that person that you snort the ash into. And she come to find out, when she's living this dream, it actually crosses over into the real world. Love this storyline, man. Absolutely love it. I'm over in Houston, Texas, so Louisiana. I travel to Louisiana quite a bit for business and personal reasons. But yeah, so, I'm always around New Orleans, so this kind of hits home, near home for me. So yeah, love it. Bone Parish, check it out. If you haven't picked up a number 1, definitely pick it up. Bone Parish number 3. Picked up a few from Dynamite, a couple cover grabs. These were the photo cosplay for Vampirella, Deja Thoris. So this is Vampirella, Deja Thoris. I thought it was pretty good. Some are good, some are not. I thought these both were pretty good, pretty representative of the actual characters themselves. So yeah, did not read through this, not too much of a fan, but picked it up for the photographs. Picked up a few from IDW, Star Trek versus Transformers. Love these two separately. So, I grew up watching, every night I would watch Benny Hill, like from 10 o'clock to 10:30. And then from 10:30 to 11:30, I would watch Star Trek, The First Generation. Man, I watched every single episode that there was multiple times. And I was like only like in 4th or 5th grade, I think, at that point in time, going to sleep at 11:30 every night. So yeah, this one kind of converges, not really Generation 1, this was the cartoon show, which was based on the original Star Trek show. A couple of new characters involved, like her. Going into the Generation 1 Transformers. And apparently this is after the Cybertronian War, this is like in the future. So like the 80s happened, and this is in the future of our current, timeline, let's say, even though this is like alternate reality. But yeah, absolutely love it. I love how the phasers actually hurt the Transformers more than the Transformers weapons hurt themselves. Love it. Man, pretty good. I was just going to pick up a number 1 to see what it was like and switch over to trade. I may actually pick up a number 2. I really enjoy the storyline. Okay, a couple more from IDW. Rick and Morty. I love Rick and Morty. I grew up playing Dungeons and Dragons, man. So also picked up the summer player character page. So I've been trying to pick these up on the side. So yeah, if you're into the TV show, you know, I would highly suggest for you to go pick up any of the Rick and Morty trades that have been coming out. It is exactly like the TV show, man. You know, the way the characters are treated, their dialogue. I mean, if it's treated well, you know, if you enjoy the TV show, you could kind of hear, as they're talking, you could hear their voices if it's done well. If it's not done well, you know, I think that's like the true test in my opinion. So yeah, Rick and Morty, absolutely love it, man. The storyline is hilarious. It's kind of like they're going into the virtual reality side of things and, you know, straight up playing Dungeons and Dragons for real, man. Love it, dude. Absolutely love it. So yeah, Rick and Morty, Dungeons and Dragons versus Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, one from Titan. This is Dead Life number 3. So I'm a little bit confused because I picked up number 1, loved it. I do not remember a number 2 coming out at all. However, the storyline, I remember it kind of like rolled into this one. So I don't know if they combined number 1 and 2 together, or they possibly combined number 2 and 3 together and they just released 2. So I don't know. If y'all picked up a number 2, let me know because I did not see that one come out. This was, you know, based on zombies, but, you know, a little bit different. This one all kind of started with a chalice. So they have like an object that they know started the zombie apocalypse, which they're looking for. So a lot of history here in regard to like how the zombies started, what the chalice is, what their plan is going forward. So this is like a, you know, a retake of like The Walking Dead, but like another reality of it, man. If you're into the zombie world, check this one out. I think they did great justice, you know, to the zombie genre overall. So yeah, Dead Life number 3. And guys, let me know what happened to number 2. Couple from Valiant, Faith. So this is Faith Dreamside. This is like a little mini series that's going on here. I love Faith. You know, I love the whole Harbinger world, you know, just like the mutants. But Faith, you know, because she was a little bit younger, you know, a little bit more hip, you know, I guess I was attracted to her, just her dialogue, her storyline. I really enjoy her character. This one title here, not a good introduction to her character, you know, picks up in the last storyline where she was kind of, she was accused of murdering someone. It was not her fault, but it kind of picked up there. If you're into Faith, or into the Harbinger world, pick it up. If you are unaware of the character, pass it up. Exo Man of War. So love this character. This one here, so they finally got back to, you know, all the previous storyline was him prior to becoming Exo, or prior to getting the Exo armor. This one picked up, you know, current timeline again to where he has the armor. Great battle here with, and I forgot the protagonist here in this one issue. He was shown on the cover. Forgot what his name was, but man, great battle scene between the two. Looking forward to that next issue, man, for sure. I enjoy his back history, you know, when he was a Roman, but man, I really want to see him, you know, kick some ass in his armor. So yeah, Exo Man of War. Okay, picked up a few from Vault, and this is one of the two. This one's called Friendo. I noticed that this one sold out. You know, I was a little surprised this one sold out. Artwork is okay. You know, I'd give this one maybe like a 3 out of 5. This one kind of more in the virtual reality type of world. This is like our type of reality, but they have better technology, better AI in the VR type of world. So this one, you know, follows our main character. He's like super millionaire, you know. He has, you know, money's no object for him, and he gets into the VR world. And this is kind of like explains like how their VR world works. This storyline was not for me. You know, I'm surprised this one sold out, to tell you the truth. Not for me. Pretty cool storyline, but just personally not for me. So yeah, I think this one's going to go in my spec box. Friendo, number 1. This one, however, this is Fearscape. This is, again, by Vault Comic. I picked up a cover B from Midtown. Read the synopsis, it sounded really cool. I picked it up just because I felt the LCS was not going to pick it up because it's Vault Comics, so I wanted to make sure to have one. I was totally surprised this one actually sold out. I picked up this cover A at my LCS, at the first LCS I went to. The second LCS did not pick it up, you know, which I thought, you know, I did not think that they would at all, and I was correct. So this one here, my absolute most favorite read of the week. The narrator, the way the quirkiness, not the quirkiness, you know, the sarcasm kind of like sprinkled throughout here, loved it. the realism here as well. So you have the main character. He has a father, kind of like Stephen King and Joe Hill. You know, Stephen King, he's written this world. You know, all his writings come from like this dragon type of world. He's super known. Now he has some mental issues. His son is he is an author as well, but kind of a wash up. The stories he's written are just like, you know, very, very dull. He's making a living from being an author, but not anywhere near like his father. So this is a little bit of a magical twist to it. You find out that there's this woman who's been visiting his father. This woman is like an ambassador to her own realm. Her realm is built upon human dreams. So every now and again, she seeks out the best storyteller of Earth and maybe other realms, but Earth specifically for this one issue. From there, he battles like other dreams, creates other dreams, which creates her own world. So man, very, very cool. This was by far my #1 read for this week. So from Vault Comics, you know, I've picked up quite a few from Vault. I've enjoyed a majority of them, not all of them, but I have enjoyed a majority of them. So if you are a true story lover, like this story is about the storytellers. Very cool twist. I love how the narration, they kind of play along with the positioning of the dialogue boxes. You know, again, the sarcasm throughout from the narrator, love it. So yeah, definitely check this one out. Fearscape by Vault Comics. Guys, that's going to be it for this week's brand new comic haul. Should you enjoy what you see here, please like and subscribe. We'll talk to you later.